Well, hello and welcome to Zagreb in Croatia and finals day at the men's 2018 European Handball Championships as Spain prepare to take on Sweden. My name's Paul Bray. Thanks for joining us today here in this wonderful Arena Zagreb as Spain, who have never won this title, prepare to take on Sweden. The EHF flag coming in first. Spain in their fifth final. Indeed, 2 days ago they reached their 8th semi-final and yet have never won a competition. 4 silvers and 2 bronze.
Let's meet the teams, ladies and gentlemen.
The teams ready to come out. So here come Sweden. They are a lucky team indeed. They reached the final despite 3 defeats. They had a surprise opening day defeat against Iceland in the preliminary group in Split before beating Serbia, and then the host Croatia in probably their best match of the competition in terms of handball purists. Luckily, their defeat to Iceland was cast aside as they failed to qualify with Sweden. And that was a lucky break, because in the main round group, Sweden opened up with a 17-23 defeat to France, then beat Belarus, but were beaten 25-28 by Norway in the last day of the main round. A 4-goal defeat would have opened the way for Croatia to come through. 3 goals, just enough, with a bit of help from France, of course, beating Croatia later on the same day, meant that Sweden came through to the semi-final. And what a semi-final they played against Denmark. The Olympic champions Denmark were trailing all the way, Sweden in front, despite the unavailability of Jeppsson, who had a throat infection that day, and they'd had to replace Lagergren, the right back, who was concussed and misses the rest of the competition. That was after Jakobsen had earlier been replaced as well. With their makeshift team, they led the Danes all the way. Denmark then equalized on the buzzer, and Andresson there, the coach, must have thought, oh dear, and so close and yet so far. But Sweden hung on, and in the end they made it through to the final. So time to meet the team of Spain, hoping that it will be 5th time lucky in a Euro final. They beat the Czech Republic and Hungary in the preliminary group, but then they lost 22-25 to Olympic champions Denmark. In the main round they beat Macedonia, then lost to Slovenia to set up a decider with the defending champions Germany to see which of them would go through to the semi-final. It was Spain who came out on top 31-27 to ensure we have a new champion here. In the semi-final, they swept a strangely subdued France aside, leading by up to 9 goals 10 minutes into the second half before France woke up, scored 6 goals to come back, but it was too little too late, and Spain made it through to their 5th final. 38-year-old Sterbik, who was recalled for the injured Perez de Vargas, made 3 penalty saves. It proved to be quite crucial, but it really underlined Spain's confidence, with Corrales playing brilliantly in goal as well that day. Spain who line up with one player making his debut, Ferran Soulé, the right winger, and what a debut he has made. Absolutely stunning European championship for the 25-year-old who plays his club handball in France for Toulouse. And second from the left is the coach, Jordi Ribera, who took over after Spain failed to qualify for the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. The referees for today's match, Matija Bubica and Boris Milosevic of Croatia. There is a host presence in the final after all. Big cheer from them, from the audience here. They refereed the final of the Women's World Championships in 2011. And multiple semi-finals. Big moment for them today. So the table officials for today, George Babitsos of Greece and Miroslav Baum of Poland. They get their little memento as well. And then we will be nicely teed up earlier today. France beat Denmark 32-29 to take the bronze medal. Who will step onto the gold step on the podium? We will find out in about an hour and a half's time as mementos are handed out all around. So with the presentations made, it is now time for the national anthems, and it will be Spain first. Cheers from the Spanish fans, and now the anthem of Sweden.
For the national anthem of Sweden.
What a moment for Sweden. So teams who played each other 21 times, 14 wins for Sweden, 7 for Spain in the Euros. It's 5-2 to Sweden. Of course, that all goes back to the Wenger boys era, the great generation of the 90s and early 2000s when they won the trophy 4 times. Can they make it a 5th time? So the lineup for Spain, Canellas and Gurbindo tend to start at the back with either Entre Rios or Sarmiento in the center. Right winger Sully has been so impressive in his debut championship for Spain. He should start probably with Rivera on the left wing and Aguirre on the line. 23 goals then for the Spanish captain Raúl Entre Rios, a 55% success rate and 12 assists. One of 4 players who play for Barcelona in this Spanish team. For Sweden, we'll tell the left-back Jeppsson is fit again after missing the semi-final with a throat infection, but Lagergren concussed, he is still out. Right winger Zachariasson has tended to cover at the right-back position, though, with the struggles they have there. Gottfridsson with 27 goals and 23 assists, absolutely key in the middle. He has played a superb championship, 25-year-old who plays in Germany for Flensburg. So Andresson, who despite 3 defeats is hoping that his team can make it 5 titles from 5 finals for Sweden, while at the other end, Spain are looking for their first title from 5 finals. A few seconds still before we can get started.
We are ready. Zagreb, are you ready? Come on! Go, 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 go! The final is here.
So here we go then. Spain in the red shirts and blue shorts throw off the final of the 2018 Men's European Handball Championship final against Sweden in the yellow shirts here in the Arena Zagreb. Sweden, who play their fifth final, having always won when they reached the final, but of course not with this generation. That was back in the 90s and early 2000s, but it's Spain who get off the mark first, courtesy of Valero Rivera. Spain, who have reached 5 finals as well, but sadly in their case, lost all 5. Or I should say, sorry, lost all 4 and are hoping to make it 5th time lucky. So Zachariasson comes in at the right back position where they've had quite a few problems, Sweden. Jakobsen got concussed 3 matches ago. And then Lagergren against Norway. And it's left them with Cederholm being brought in, but less experienced. And instead, Zachariasson, normally right wing. Oh, good save, Corrales. Into the wing, though, second chance for the captain, Ekberg. Bench are on their feet. Ekberg, who plays for Kiel in Germany. Great first save. There was the follow-up. There was a superb supply into the wing by Sarmiento. As I said, Spain hoping to make it 5th time lucky. But Sweden's record is 4 finals, 4 titles. He's in 94, 98, 2000, 2002. That's the last time they got anywhere near the silverware. Indeed, the gold at the European Championship. Iker Romero, legend of Spanish handball, in the crowd there, applauding the second goal. It's the captain, Raúl Entre Ríos. Spain, who played a superb semi-final against France, controlled it to perfection. The French never got going. Into the centre comes Arneson. Barely used in the competition, Arneson. Oh, nothing given. That looked like attacking foul. It's gone into Jesper Nielsen, who scores. Jesper Nielsen scores against his club teammate Corrales. They're both playing Paris for PSG. Was that an attacking foul, though? Not according to the Croatian referees. And that, though, at the other end, was Entre Ríos' effort past Appelgren. Swedish goalkeepers have both been superb in the competition. Palička made 20 saves against Denmark in their semi-final, but so close are they that, in fact, it's Appelgren who is starting here today in the final. So Sarmiento, who brings plenty of pace to the attack for Spain, starts with Entre Ríos and Gurbindo either side. Was the line player Aguinagalde. And on the wings, Rivera and Sule, who frankly has been a revelation here at Euro 2018. 31 goals, 76% success rate. Penalty! First yellow card of the game goes to Henningsson, the defence specialist for Sweden. Number 2 there, pushing in the back. Sule steps up. He scored 14 from 17 in the competition so far. Appelgren has saved 4 as well, though. Not this one. And Farhan Sule, 25-year-old who plays for Toulouse in France, puts it over the shoulder of Appelgren, and they are back in front again. Took a little bit of the pace off the ball there as he ran his hand underneath it. 3-2 Spain. So Gottfriedsen, Arneson. Attacking foul, turnover. Back comes Spain. Slow build-up, no-point rushing. Sarmiento. So Aguinaldo comes out, drops back in again, trying to flat the defense. Every time he goes, though, they move up onto the 9-meter line. Sarmiento, oh, so close to an interception. Good save! Appelgren. Straight down they come, and Jesper Nielsen finishes off. A nice assist from Ekberg, but Appelgren started it with a superb save. It should have been 4-2. Instead, it's 3-3. Back in comes Aguinaldo. Moros and Guardiola, the defense specialists for Spain. The rock in the middle. Gurbindo stays in on the line for the moment. Sule is there as well as Gurbindo pulls back. 3 on the line now as they tried to pull the defenders back. A lot of holding going on. And a quick word between Henningsen and Aguinaldo. Gentle word in the ear. Looking for the line. Tried to put it there, nothing given. A good start by Appelgren in goal. It's going to be a free throw. A foul on Henningsen, who'll go off, and Appelgren has made an excellent start here. 2 saves from 5 shots. Goes for a word with Palička, who made those 20 saves in the semi-final. Team spirit so strong for both of these teams. Real guts and determination, Sweden, playing with a makeshift back line against Denmark to lead all the way through the game. It would have been cruel had they been defeated in the end after that equaliser in the last second of the game. That's still in play. In the end, they managed to stay ahead of the Danes and make their way through to their 5th final. That's an attacking foul. Gottfriedsen, the break is on. Gurbindo down the middle. Guardiola, and that's an attacking foul called against him as Zachariasson got in the way, and the Swedes are pushing the pace up quickly. Gottfriedsen. Arneson. That came off a defender. Corrales picks up the loose ball. Makes sure it stays with Spain. It was one of those two-footed jumps by Arneson that made sure that Sweden were through to the final. Arneson, who until then had not played a lot, as we see the members of the EHF. There, speaking, is Michael Wiederer, the president of the European Handball Federation. Into the wing, bit of space for Rivera. Good save. Although, in fairness, not the best shot by Rivera, and the break is on again. And Jesper Nielsen, yes! 3 goals already for the 28-year-old who plays for Paris Saint-Germain. Again, it started by Appelgren with his 3rd save. And he's well beaten Corrales by his club teammate Jesper Nielsen of PSG. Paris Saint-Germain. The save at one end. And Appelgren, well might he celebrate. Comes into this match with a 36% save rate. He and the other goalkeeper for Sweden, Palička, play for Rhein-Neckar Löwen in the German Bundesliga. Gurbindo through the legs of the keeper. He's making all the hard saves, and then a little slip up there as it goes through the legs. Brings them level with 9 minutes played in the final. Henningsen still on the attack. He'll have time to go off now. Jesper Nielsen and Zachariasson waiting to come on. Well, for the moment, it's just Zachariasson. Jesper Nielsen's done his bit. He's been sent down the bench as Gurbindo just managed to restore some order. Daria, number 7, then goes in for Jesper Nielsen, despite scoring 3 goals. Well, Andresson has constantly kept his opponents guessing at the competition. There he is, Nielsen, by turning the bench frequently, and it does unsettle the other teams as they think they've found their range against them, and then it's a different lineup on the next attack. Dario comes in, the 26-year-old, plays for Bergische. But it's Gottfriedsen who scored that goal. For the moment, Jordi Ribera's side trailing. 3-1 exchange for the Swedes, looking to try and pass, no way through there. Gurbindo, though, does win the free throw. The centre there is Frederic Petersen, the 28-year-old. He's for Toulouse in France. He's actually club teammates with Soulé, the Spanish winger. Good save this time and picked up by Ekberg. The long pass down, hampers Varner. And he beats Corrales. Quickly played down the court. And Varner, playing in his first major competition for Sweden, puts them 6-4 in front, and a team timeout has been called by Spain as we see his goal again. Hung forever to beat Corrales. Waits for the keeper to commit himself.
Aunque te vayas al otro lado, vete para allá para que los cambios puedan ser aquí, porque el contraataque todo va por ese lado. Situación de amplitud, nos pedimos aquí 1, 2, Urbi, vienes aquí, abres el espacio a este lado, pivote, corre para allá para devolver el balón a Gurbi que pueda trabajar aquí en la acción de 1 contra 1. Señores, el problema es el balance defensivo, hay que bajar rápido a defender. Bakåt, till att vi fortsätter hålla höjd. Ja, jobba runt hittspelarna. Är vi med där? Grejen är den att med varje växel de har så sjunker vi lite. Håll höjd, orka håll höjden. Ja. Då får vi klara av det. Utrustning i kontring, anfallsmässigt. Hitta bredden igen. Se till att vi får man i mitten på dem. Ja. Och då kan vi spela, se till att vi sparar de här snabba lägena.
Perusians first team timeout of the game taken by Spain as they go 4-6 down against Sweden. They're going to break this Euro final curse. 5-10 Spain. Or will Sweden, albeit with a completely new generation and 16 years after their last title, going to maintain their 100% record in Euro finals? Either way, someone's record is going to be broken. It's a yellow card. Goes to Arneson, number 25 for Sweden, 27-year-old in his first major competition. Arneson together with Varner and Henningsson are making their debut, and it's 3 against 2. Van! Oh yes! And Sweden are on a run again. They've had their ups and downs here at Euro 2018. Sweden, that's an attacking foul, and the break is on. Darja straight down the middle. One-handed catch at his feet, off the crossbar. Still in play, but the Spaniards are underneath. Soulé and the fans can't believe it. That should have been 8-4. There was the goal attempt by Varner. It was just begging to be dropped underneath the keeper. So a bit of a change at the back, then Sarmiento is off. Entre Rios moves into the centre, and Cañellas comes in at left back. Number 21 got a big shot, although he can be a tad expensive with his shooting. 35% success rate. That's his first shot off the post. Ribera looks on somewhat anxiously because the Swedes are playing this at a cracking pace. That goes wide, but it's going to be a free throw. Appelgren, though, has already made 5 saves from 9 attempts. I'm sure he actually moved on to that one at all, but rather managed to stay out of the way. Some fans more excited than others. For some, it's just too much. Wake me up when it's all over. 7-4, nice atmosphere here in the Arena Zagreb. Fair to say that on paper you would say Spain are the favourites here. They have been the more consistent team through the competition, but Sweden have shown absolute grit and determination, and never more so than in their semi-final against Denmark. Despite Jeppsson being back after that throat infection, you can't help but feel that in 2 days it wouldn't have cleared. That's an attacking foul by Zachariasson. Jeppsson will not be fully fit, and certainly he hasn't played, and it's a real loss for the Swedes, but it's one that they managed to overcome in the semi-final. Jeppsson, who scored 21 goals in the competition so far, On the right back, Lagergren, who had to be replaced after being concussed against Norway, who scored 23. But, very clever coaching by Andresson, who constantly kept the Danes guessing as he moved the back line around. Cañellas, Entre Rios, passive play is going to come sooner or later. Ginagaldi gets away. Nothing. It's going to be a bit of mopping, that's all, as Dujcebaev stands to look on and gets asked by the EHF supervisor, George Bebetsos. Time to sit down again. Moros de Argila there, the defensive rock of the team with Guardiola. Gurbindo play on, oh, save! Appelgren, sixth save of the final already inside 14 minutes. And the Swedish keeper pulls off another stunning save. Andresson, that was a reaction to what he thought was the attacking foul, but then relief and a smile because Appelgren comes to the rescue. Thank you. Lovely reaction, and Palitska is hopping around behind his club teammate Annika Löwen, and there's what he wants, the trophy. Arneson then, Zacharisson and Gottfridsson at the back. Hampus Varner goes in as a second line player. Jesper Nielsen is back and he's very wide at the moment, deliberately waiting. Gottfridsson trying to draw it on the right-hand side. Oh, off the post, it stays out. Corrales may even have got a touch on it as Moros de Argila comes running off. They're not swapping both the defenders at the moment to try and get a little bit of transition play. The captain to the rescue. Entre Rios, second goal for the 36-year-old Barcelona back player. Midway through the second half, they're clawing their way back in. So having conceded 4 goals without reply, or 3 rather actually, jumping on my maths, and Rios has got them going again. Arneson into the wing, there's absolutely no space there for Varner. And Gottfridsson says, come around, get in on the back. You're wasted where you are. That's more like it, but it's stolen. Gurbindo and Sule's away. No mistake. Farhan Sule, second goal of the game. Zacharisson through the keeper, it's given. Rivera sent flying, but that's fine, says the referee. As off comes Zacharisson and Gottfridsson, not being used in defence. There was Sule's goal. Breakaway, and that, talk about a reaction there. Took Corrales completely by surprise, but luckily the post came to the rescue. I don't think he actually touched it. Into the side netting by Rivera. The ball is out very quickly, and Sweden are playing their transition play at 100 miles an hour. Nicely cut out. And the Spaniards, their relief is short-lived. It's a free throw. Sweden keep possession. As Matija Gubica comes out and says, no, yellow ball. Well, Appelgren, what a game he is playing. So often he stepped up when needed. 7 saves so far as play resumes. Sweden still on the attack. Bit of shuffling going on the bench. Oh, Liss. Bit of a risk by Rivera. He came running out. He just needed to look back because as soon as he did, Jesper Nielsen went into the wing where the space was, but just didn't get the ball back. Jeppsson's now come on, number 5, the player who missed the semi-final with that throat infection. Oh, inside post, Corrales tempted off the line, and it's dropped back to the near post. 3-goal lead restored, and the Swedish fans are on their feet. Looks like Lukas Nielsen's haircut is catching on. Hampus Varner, one of the players making his debut at a major competition, as Corrales winces after that one. The Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper. Moved there from Wisła Płock last summer. Duichebaev has now been thrown into the attack. Number 10, son of the legendary Talon Duichebaev, one of the greatest players of his generation. Passive play is now being called against Spain. Looking for the line. It's only a free throw, landed inside, they say, but Aguinalde at least gets the throw. Clock's been stopped with some mopping required. Spain, who've won the last 3 encounters between these teams in official competition. There was the pass into Aguinalde, and passive play still be called against them. Duichebaev brought to a grinding halt by Henningsson, 1.96 m, defense specialist from Kristianstad, Swedish champions. Duichebaev shoots into the defensive wall. The ball stays with Spain, though, and passive play still against them. They surely can't have too many passes left. As Boris Milosevic looks on. Even have to be direct. Canellas, Appelgren, save number 8. He's on fire. And Spain just can't find a way past the Swedish keeper. Canellas planted it down on the bottom right-hand corner. Great reaction. And Sweden keep the 3-goal lead. Last encounter between these two teams was at the Rio Olympic Games qualifying tournament. Spain won the match, but still it was Sweden and Slovenia who went through at Spain's expense. And it was, in fact, the defeat that led to the call-up of Jordi Ribera to take over from Cadenas as coach. Long-range shot, Appelgren saves the follow-up! Off the crossbar, but stays in. And it's scored by Guardiola, the defense specialist, in the right place at the right time. Entre Rios save. 9th save, but he could do nothing with the follow-up. Appelgren, bit of luck going Spain's way, catches and shoots before he lands. Nearly clipped the post too hard. Still, though, 2 goals in it in the final. Gottfriedsen, Jeppsson. Been on now for just over a minute, only Jeppsson. 21 goals in the competition so far. He's trying to find a way around. Gottfriedsen! Good save by Corrales, but he's fouled in the act of shooting. It's a penalty. Was that a bit of a mutter under his breath? Entre Rios. There's the foul again. Just jumped straight into him. Sule sends him flying. Well, all is not lost yet for Spain, because here comes Arpad Sterbik, called up for the semi-finals. Effectively out of retirement, the 38-year-old goalkeeper from Vardar Skopje. He saved 3 against France. Ekberg. None this time, though. And Ekberg scores his 5th penalty of the competition. And the 3-goal lead is restored. Even the great man, Sterbik, could do nothing about that one. Thought it was going between the legs. 20 minutes played then, and Sweden still in front, just as in the semi-final against Denmark. They're making the Spaniards chase. That's off a foot, but accidental. It's accepted by the referees. It's just a free throw. The ball thrown by Entre Rios onto Varner's foot. Duichebaev, bit of space, goes across. Canellas straight to the line. Good. Zacharisson, quite literally, picked up the line player. It was Sule, the winger, who'd come around, and he is off for 2 minutes. The right winger who plays for Fuchs Berlin. Pulls back Sule off the ball. The winger, a little light for Zacharisson. So power play and a chance now for Spain, surely. Duichebaev has got a big shot if he can just find a bit of space. Yes! Hammers it into the corner, and Appelgren is beaten this time. Duichebaev, who raced for the bench, but was told go straight back on again. Right up into the corner, superbly placed for his first goal in the final. 25-year-old who plays in Poland for Kielce. where his dad, Talent Dujcebaev, is the coach.
Linus ligger till höger, Jeppe på mittsex, Vanne, Simon. Var med på bytet och målvakt. Okej? Ja. Så jobbar vi finsk vänster. Ja. Du ser bara till att hålla djupet. Ja. Om de tar bort dig så ser vi till att Linus får man situation i mitten. Han får stor yta. Se till att du har Schultzen kvar innan du tar hotet. Okej? Vad sa du? Det är gott och Simon som byter bakåt. Vi får in målvakt och Jeppe. Hem först.
Ahora que está Alex ahí, ¿vale? Volvemos a hacer el doble cruce para que cuando Alex se coloque aquí, ¿vale? Un poco antes, pivote se va para allá, repites el pase para que te abra ahí el juego, y luego jugar aquí el trabajo de la activación de 1 contra 1, ¿vale? Cuidado ahora, las situaciones, cuando nos quedamos todos en el 5-1, no ir mucho para atrás. Coger la iniciativa, sobre todo ahí en el 1 contra 1 ese lado, y cuidado los extremos que vienen y vuelven. Vale, vamos a estar fuertes.
So Sweden resume, having taken their first team time out of the game, and a switch to a 5-0-1 defence, it seems, with Dujcebaev, for the moment, staying close to Gottfriedsen, forcing him to play a long way back, and of course it means that the Swedes can't quite tee themselves up. Gottfriedsen tries to go through, takes the shot, he'll get the free throw. It'll give him just a short respite. Dujcebaev points to him and says, I've got you covered. So Dujcebaev has now gone back in again. Free throw. Gottfriedsen looks across. Plays for Flensburg in the German Bundesliga. 9 goals in 7 matches for them, but here at the Euros, Gottfriedsen scored 27 with 23 assists. The ball is loose. Well, they've just got their keeper back in again, the Swedes. There's still 30 seconds to go on the power play. Appelgren raced, he's still breathing a bit. So Dujcebaev and Redios in the centre. And anxious faces on the Swedish bench there, because Spain hanging on for the moment into the wing. Yes! Tempted Appelgren off the post. Arinho. He's come on for Rivera after a lackluster start by him. Arinho, one of the Barcelona players, gets his first. Moros, the defender in the centre. Dujcebaev up at the front of a very deep 5-1 defence. Arneson, oh, right up in the corner. Arneson, he came into the final having played only just over an hour, and most of that was in the semi-final. Up until then, he played about 15 minutes in the entire competition. Talk about keeping someone ready. And with Corrales making just 3 saves from 13, Arpad Sterbik is in. Came in for the semi-final place of the injured Perez de Vargas. Been their first choice keeper until then. 76 international Sterbik has played for Spain, a legend of the game. Oh, dummies it and then takes it to the second attempt. That's a pass to the keeper. It'll be a free throw. Well, he was inside anyway, Arneson. There was the initial shot. Dummied the first, then tried to shoot it the second time around Nielsen. Well read by Appelgren. With the whistle going, though, that won't count as a save. He's still on 9. Over the top. Dummied the cross with Cañellas. And then took it, Entre Rios, but didn't frame it. Zacharyson. Zacharyson again, Arneson waiting in the centre. Jesper Nielsen! Superb! As soon as he hopped on his leg, Sterbik, Nielsen lobbed him. He's looking at the keeper, and the little hop comes, and as he does so, then the ball goes over. He's on the way down as the ball is heading over his head. Superb play, and that's his 4th goal, Nielsen. He's having a fantastic final. Soleil, oh yes, beats him this time. Might be a winger, he's not bad as a back either. Soleil, 25-year-old who plays for Toulouse in France. Good pace. With less than 5 minutes to go. It's 12-10 to Sweden. First half that certainly had plenty of passion. Started with a cracking pace, and the Swedes, as soon as they get the opportunity, oh, save, Sterbik! Clips the post, stays out though, and back come the Spaniards. And this time it is saved by Appelgren, but it goes out to the side. That's his 11th save of the game. It was Arinho who dummied the shot and then went around Ekberg to get a better angle, but Appelgren this time read it well. There was the save by Sterbik, off the arm onto the underside of the crossbar, but it stays out. Sterbik, who was twice bronze medalist in the World Championships in 1999 and 2001 with the then Yugoslavia, and then won the World Championship title with Spain in 2013. In fact, 8 of the Spanish team remain here today from that took gold medal at the World Championships on home soil. That will not be given. The shot taken from inside the area, but being fouled in the act of shooting. It's a penalty. Chibaev passes to the line. He's landed well inside the area, but clearly fouled. So Figueras wins the penalty. Appelgren stays in. Faces Sule. Scores again. Second penalty of the game, 4th goal. And they are making their way back into this. 1 goal in it. Rivera jumps to congratulate him. (4-2) turnaround. They were 8-10 down. Zachariasson all the way through, and no one got in his way. Second goal. Ball is loose. It's free throw anyway. They'll take it back for the foul. Originally on Juan Canellas, 31-year-old who plays for Vardar Skopje, together with Arpad Sterbik in goal at the moment for Spain. Sarmiento is back on again, trying to inject a bit of pace into the attack. Dujcebaev. Canellas waits in the middle. Sarmiento, he's got the foul. Free throw. Smile from Agnesson, holding his own against the line. He had to work very hard indeed. Canellas goes around looking for a bit of space, doesn't find it. Dujcebaev being kept a long way out as well. Ball is loose, it'll go out to the side. It came off the Swedish defense, though. It's a throw-in. Arpad Sterbik takes it as Dujcebaev tees up again. Looks for the wing. If anything, he's in the way. The whistle's already gone, it won't count. Dujcebaev blocking in the line as Moros gives his opinion on the decision. And Jordi Rivera has said something a little too much to the table. He's picked himself up a yellow card, the Spanish coach. Occupational hazard for him. Looking cool now again, though. He's got that off his chest. Dujcebaev, Canellas. Windmill feints around Darje, but is held up as Henningsen steps in to help block him. Passive play call, 6 passes. When the arm goes up, that's held out, but Canellas off the post and picked up by Vani. Looks across to see if Ekberg on the other wing's gone, but he's covered all the way. Arinho staying with the Swedish captain. Well, he must be pleased with his day at the office so far, Appelgren. 11 saves already in the first half. Shot efficiency, 65% for Sweden, well above their average. 44 for Spain, well below theirs. They're both around the same in the competition. 57, 56% success rate, and Gottfriedsen, sheer grit and determination from the 25-year-old Flensburg back player, and the fans are loving it. And the 3-goal lead is back again, after the Spaniards had managed to close it back right. 11-12, suddenly opened up again, and Ribera's plan not quite working. Surely Spain are not going to be defeated at the 5th attempt still in the final. They're fighting for it though. That's Tigueras, 29-year-old who plays for Granollers. Captain applauds. And Clarios, who's playing his 234th international for Spain today, 516 goals. Absolute legend of the game. He was actually the MVP of Euro 2016. Arneson, Gottfridsson, terrible pass to Jesper Nielsen, comfortably cut out by Canellas. 3 against 3, Dujcebaev goes for a shot halfway up the Swedish half. Jesper Nielsen catches him, and he's not a happy man, fair to say, Alex Dujcebaev. And they're still remonstrating. So half-time comes, and Spain battling away. Here it was, trying to beat the clock. Sends it flying over the goal. Well, what a first half. Sweden raced ahead. The Spaniards closed again. And then Sweden have opened up the gap. Dujcebaev, looking at the clock, probably had a little bit longer than he thought. But Arneson must be pleased with the way it's going at the moment at half-time here in the Zagreb Arena. Swedes, who are leading, but just by 2 goals. Jesper Nielsen has been imperial in the first half. So at the break here in the final of Euro 2018, it's Sweden 14, Spain 12. Well, what a first half. The attacks, 56% success rate for Sweden, 65% on their throwing, well above their average. They've also had 4 fast breaks, Spain reduced to just the 1, and 42% on their shooting. 6 turnovers for Sweden, still it hasn't blunted their attack, 3 for Spain. But the man who's making all the news here at the moment is Appelgren with his 11 saves. On court at the other end, though, it is Nielsen who's top scoring for the Swedes with 4. Sule, the Spanish winger, is matching him with 4 of his own. The story of the first half was a very quick start by Sweden at the bottom, who established control, went 3 goals up. Spain then pulled back. They had a good spell at the back end of that 20th minute and onwards. And then late on, the Swedes managed to steady things. But at half-time, it's very close. Sweden 14, Spain 12. We'll take a break as well. Join us again for the second half. We'll see you then. So welcome back to the Arena Zagreb and half-time in the Men's European Handball Championship final. And at the break, Sweden are leading Spain 14-12. That man there, Appelgren, has been a thorn in the side of Los Hispanos. He has made 11 saves, a 48% save rate to keep Sweden in front, and the Spaniards have been chasing all the way through. 46% success rate only on their shooting in the first half, the Spaniards, including just 3 goals from long range at 9 meters from 10 attempts, as Appelgren has mopped up everything from the back. Meanwhile, the Swedes are on a 67% success rate with their shooting, well above their average in the competition so far of 56%. So can Appelgren continue with his heroics? At the other end, Sterbik has come in for Corrales, and he has played the last 7 minutes or so of the first half. And he has made 1 save from 5, still hasn't quite got into the game. The man called up as a late replacement in the semi-final for the injured Perez de Vargas. There is Corrales. He made just 3 saves from 13, below his usual standards. We're just about ready then for the second half of the final of Euro 2018 here in Arena Zagreb.
Come on, everybody. Let's use our hands. On 3, 2, 1, go!
So Sweden throw off the second half of the European Championship final here in Arena Zagreb, leading 14-12 against Spain. And as in the first half, played it for a while, the Spaniards go with a very deep 5-1 defense. Almost a 5-0-1 with Gottfriedson being the player particularly charged by Dujcebaev. A shot straight down the middle. Sterbik, one of the more comfortable saves for him. Spain come forwards. And Entre Rios, the captain, slows things down as Moros and Guardiola go off. The two defense specialists, Sarmiento and Aguinagalde, return into the attack. Sarmiento not quite managed to exert the kind of control that he had in the semi-final here. That's good. Oh yes, pull the defense across, opens up the wing, and that's gone in. Ariño, the second of the game. The Barcelona left winger has got them back to within 1 goal. Tempted Appelgren off his post. Almost a 3-3 defense at times. Ariño is pushing up onto Zachariasson. Gottfriedson tries to go in between. Arneson. Zachariasson gets a free throw. The only option at right back, left-handed right back for the Swedes, is Cederholm, who came in as a replacement. The break is on this to level it. Oh yes! Spain are back in the game, courtesy of David Balaguer. Balaguer, who's just come on in the second half, and this deep, deep defense by Spain is troubling the Swedes. You can't get a rhythm going. And coach Andre Son is looking on a little anxiously, the Icelandic coach of the Swedish team. That was so lucky for Sweden. Not now, though. It's intercepted. 2 against 1. Oh, saved by Appelgren. Knocks it onto his post, and it stays out. And back comes Sweden. Their best chance at the moment may well be on the transition, because in organised play they cannot get through the Spanish defence. Appelgren, save number 12. Team timeout for Andresson, and he's got to try and settle them down. This to equalise it. Balaguer could have taken the lead, but Appelgren got a hand to it, clipped it onto the post.
Första anfallet här, nu går in och spelar 7-6 Simon. Ja. Så Max och Simon går in. Zacke sitter, Linus ligger höger ner. Okej? Ja. Springer Simon och Jim hem och byter. Är du med på dem? Vad sa du? 1, 2, 3. Yes, precis. Kom igen, tro! Nej, lugna. 7-6. Var sedan med på att vi plockar ut Jeppe och jobbar med 4-9. Är du med där? Ja. Hej, sen är det så här. När vi spelar med 3-9, då måste vi gå för med mycket bättre tempo än vad vi gör nu. Vi går in i situationerna. Så våga.
El pivote igual puede salir aquí en esta situación de fútbol. Lo demás son situaciones de 2 contra 2. Y está el pivote, está controlado. Aquí el bloque, ¿vale? Claro, que tiren de fuera, ¿de acuerdo? Y lo demás que se muevan, ¿vale? Cuidado.
Si es Gottfriedson estoy más cerradito, no subo tanto. Si ataca al otro sí que subo más, Vale, con Gottfriedson. Con 7 sigue Alex aquí. Sí, pero me voy a...
bajas un poco y los extremos ayudáis un poco.
Momento. Ayer hicieron...
So play resumes after Andresson called an early team timeout to really try and give some direction to his team against this very deep defence by the Spaniards. They've gone back to a slightly flatter back line, but still with Dujcebaev a long way forwards. Good save, and Sterbik to the rescue. And that is the Arpad Sterbik we are used to seeing, the 38-year-old goalkeeper. Turnover, and things are not going well for Sweden early on here, and Andresson a bit of a wince there. 2 goals early in the second half to level things up. Spain, both teams in their 5th European Championship final. Difference is Sweden have won all previous 4, albeit some generation ago. While Spain have lost all 4 of theirs, including, of course, the final 2 years ago, when they went in somewhat as favourites against Germany and lost 17-24. They were absolutely crestfallen in Poland. Can they make amends here and win it at the 5th attempt? Penalties won. Entre Rios. And Sterbic cheers at the other end. Daria gets a 2-minute suspension as well. Things are looking up for Spain all of a sudden. Dummies the pass to the line, goes straight through, and Daria just latches on and pulls him down. That was the save at the other end by Sterbic. So at the other end, Sule steps up to take the penalty, and Palicka has come into goal for Sweden. Oh, beautifully done! And Spain are in front. A 3-goal run at the start of the second half, and all things change. And even Palicka, with 20 saves in the semi-final, can't come on and do the heroics. Little broken wrist. Look at his wrist drop back. A little bit of spin. A 4-goal run, in fact, either side of the break. And the Swedes are struggling a bit here. Zachariasson, who's a makeshift right back. He's actually a winger, number 32. Bottom of the picture, but they don't have too many other options. That's an attacking foul. There's no goalkeeper. And they took it from the wrong place, and Sterbic was looking to make a pass, and the opportunity goes begging. But still, possession is with them. Arneson then running into the defender. So a costly 5-minute spell here at the start of the second half for Sweden. They've conceded 3 goals. Appelgren makes a save. And that's gone out off a defender. It will be a throw-in for Spain as Appelgren tried to get the last touch on it. He was way off. Sarmiento. Entre Rios goes to the wing, bit of space, yes! And suddenly, Spain are running away with this. Even Mikel Romero is on his feet. David Balaguer's second goal after coming on at the break. The winger from Nantes in France is making his mark. Ekberg, who's normally played for about 15 minutes of the matches only on the right wing before Zacharisson's taken over from him, having to play the full time now as Zacharysson is being used as a makeshift right back. He scores there, brings to an end a run of 5 goals without reply, including 4 in the second half. Sterbic goes the wrong way, squeezes it in. 3rd goal for Zacharysson, and Ribera can't believe it. Problem with Zacharysson, though, is that at 1.78 m, he's not a jump shooter. Entre Rios, big gap off the post, but it stays in. Entre Rios' 3rd goal from 6 attempts. Gottfriedsen. So Henningsen comes off as Zacharysson goes back in at the right back position. Jeppsson. Sadly, he was so effective in the competition, the left back. I suspect still suffering the effects of that infection that kept him out of the semi-final. Arneson shot saved. Arpad Sterbic, 4 saves, 3 of them in the second half. And this game is turning as Moros celebrates. And now Guardiola steps off as well, the defense specialist. And Sterbic, so often the man who turns games, and he does it so quietly. Some goalkeepers are spectacular, throwing themselves all over the place. He just reads it well, and without the theatrics, covers the angles. Sarmiento. He's fouled on the way through. Caught a bit of a blow off Gottfriedsen. Gottfriedsen's going to come off. As Arneson goes on, no harm done, it appears, for Sarmiento, who's up again. 7.5 minutes played in the second half here, and Swedes, who were leading 2 goals at half-time, are now 2 down. Entre Rios, Sarmiento. You have to say, Perez de Vargas has played well in the tournament, the Spanish goalkeeper, but when he was injured, when you can call up someone like Arpad Sterbik as a replacement, rather than being in the team originally, how fortunate you are. And Ekberg gives away the penalty. And Appelgren and Ekberg having a word with the referee. Let's have a look and see. He put a hand out, and that's, I think, what tipped the balance against him. Maybe tipped the balance against Arinho. So Sule, 4th penalty of the game. Appelgren stays in this time. Oh, saved it! Appelgren deflects it. And finally, Sule's run from 7 meters comes to an end. Just got his upper arm onto it and sends it over the goal. 14 saves, but the break is on! Possession lost, and they pay the price instantly as Arinho gets his 3rd goal, and that makes amends for the penalty miss. Well, Arinho stealing the ball, and that's their 10th turnover. They are being run ragged here by the Spaniards, Sweden. And the referee saying, let's just calm down. Instruction for Moros, the Barcelona defender, who's moving to Paris Saint-Germain next season. Oh, again, it's free throw, though. Sweden keep possession. So Andresson, the second half, has seen his game plan unravel somewhat in the final here. Spain are now 3 goals to the good. It's been a 6-1 turnaround. Arneson looking for the line. It's stolen. The ball is loose. Dujcebaev has it, puts it up. Moros gets away. Arinho decides to slow the game down and brings it back again. Entre Rios and Gurbindo and the rest of his teammates jump to their feet to applaud the efforts, and Spain are controlling the second half beautifully. There was the steal by Arinho. A moment of inattention, it's all it takes. They are so quick. Arinho pounces. And Arpad Sterbik, who's now made 4 saves in the second half. And Spain are well and truly in control. 10 minutes played in the second half, and it's been a 6-1 exchange for Spain. Aguinalde drops back in on the line. Sarmiento into the wing. The tails are up now. They are playing with a nice flow, the Spaniards. Yes, on the post. May have got a touch, Appelgren. I don't think so, as Entre Rios struggles to get back again. Sweden have got to play this well. Attacking foul. Henningsson runs into Arinho. And it's all going wrong for the Swedes. There's the attack. He runs into him. Bit of a help with the hand. And Andresson, in the process, has picked himself up a yellow card on the bench, remonstrating with the decision. So both coaches are now on a yellow. The Icelander letting the emotions get the better of him. So Sarmiento shifts to the left for the moment with Entre Rios. Dujcebaev at right back is waiting wide. He comes in now. Got a bit of a turn of pace. Oh, brilliant! Didn't quite control the ball initially, but when he got it and let rip, that was stunning. Balaguer, 3 goals. And he's only been on court 11 minutes, and Appelgren, his face says it all. The gap is growing and growing here, and Sweden use their 3rd and final team timeout after this goal.
Nu straffas vi försvarsmässigt för att vi har inte med oss i anfallet. Det är där vi behöver lyfta det. Håll bredden, in att ni håller kanterna borta. Förutom när ni har möjligt långt in i anfallet att springa förbi era spelare. Jerry in istället för Vanne, Birre istället för Linus. Okej? Fortsätt roa nu.
Una defensa fuera, ¿vale? Aquí en este lado. Gurdi, haz una defensa ya. Sigues tú de todas maneras. ¿Vale? Luego hacemos el cambio allá, ¿vale? Y luego cuando vuelvas a entrar, vuelves a tratar de defender, a menos que podamos hacer un cambio largo en algún momento. Seguimos con el trabajo de amplitud, sobre todo en la defensa. Cuidado con los 2 contra 2. Vamos a hacer una cosa. Han jugado con 7, ¿vale? Si hay un momento determinado que yo aviso, Alex bajará de segundo y tú cierras allá, ¿vale? Un poco en factor sorpresa. Están en 7, ¿vale? Hay un momento determinado que igual, si la bola está en el otro lado, le digo a Alex que baje y él que cierre allá para hacer un poco el factor.
So that's it, all team timeouts used now by Sweden as they struggle desperately here in the second half. Just 1 goal in over 11 minutes of play as they've conceded 7 and the initiative has shifted completely to Spain. Ekberg goes in on the line, Zacharisson, they're being pushed back now a long way with this defence. It's very, very active by Spain. Oh, stolen nearly. Balaguer races out, goes out to the side. It's a throw in. Balaguer, who plays for Nantes in France. He's in fact the 4th top scorer in the French league with 70 goals. Zacharisson. Tolbring has now come on the left wing in place of Hampus Varner. Jordi Ribera looked anxious in the first half. It's all switched now. It's Andresson who's looking a little bit concerned. Zacharisson into the wing. Oh, Ekberg, he was never going to score there. All Sterbik had to do was stand by the post. 0 angle. And it's all gone terribly wrong for Sweden in the second half. And it looks as if Spain might finally break that final curse at the Euros at their 5th attempt. Entre Rios comes on. Spain, who've won the last 3 encounters between these teams, including at Euro 2016 in Poland, 24-22. It's always been tight. They played for bronze at the World Championships in 2011. That was 24-23. Miguel Romero and crowd jumped to their feet again. Balaguer. What a terrific second half, but Henningsson hits back. One of the players making his debut at a major competition, just 22 years of age, who plays for the Swedish champions, Kristianstad. Little windmill feint straight through the middle. And at the other end, Balaguer, superb skill with his arm right behind. Bit of a twist of the wrist to beat Appelgren. Spain qualified for these Euros with maximum points in Group 3 ahead of Austria, who qualified with them, Bosnia and Finland. Sweden were top of Group 6. They lost away to Montenegro, the only team that came through from that group with them. Good save by Appelgren. Tolbring. Jesper Nielsen. He just gets a free throw. Jesper Nielsen, who started briskly with 4 early goals, the PSG line player, but has completely dried up since then. There's the foul again, and Buchebaev holding his post. He was there first. See that action again at the other end, so play resumes then for Sweden. It's very deep defence. I can tell you that the all-star team has been named before this match. Jesper Nielsen is in the all-star team on the line. The MVP for the tournament is Gottfriedson, the playmaker, while on the Spanish side, Sole is named as right winger, Buchebaev as right back in that all-star team. Ah, Gottfriedson gets the penalty. Lovely breakthrough by the MVP. We were just talking about him in the tournament. But as he goes to shoot, a little shove by Gurbindo, who just come back on again. And he gets his marching orders. Look at that, cut through, beat him well, and a little push in the air. And Andresson gets his wish. It's a penalty. and a 2-minute suspension. And this might just help the Swedes try and settle in. Ekberg. Oh, he misses! It's off the post, goes out to the side, and Moros, who was standing on the halfway line, is jumping up and down. Look at him at the back in the centre. Reaction of the defence specialist. Well, even when he's not touching the ball, Sterbik is causing problems as Ekberg turns away in disgust. 2 penalties missed now for Sweden. Goalkeeper is out for Spain. Sarmiento, Entre Rios. And 2-minute suspension for the Swedes. It's Daria, his second of the game. 26-year-old who plays in Germany for Bergische. Right smile from Andresson. He looks up at the clock, and we're midway through the second half. We'll also tell him they're still trailing by 4 goals. So change on the line as in comes Figueras. Much lighter, nimbler line player. Ah, brilliant! Raúl Entre Rios, goal number 4, and Daria can only look on. Oh, save! The Swedes tried to take the quick throw up as Sterbik was racing for goal. And Ariño says to him, don't worry, you needn't have bothered. I had it covered all along. Well, in fact, Dujcebaev jumps and lobs it away. And instead of getting an easy goal, they've lost possession. There was the goal at the other end, though. That did go in for Entre Rios. Players just stopped briefly. A bit of mopping was required. So both teams short-handed at the moment. Goalkeepers come out once more. Sterbik. Sarmiento looks for the wing. It's intercepted. Tolbring. Ah, free throw inside the area, they say. Called against Tolbring. 22-year-old who plays for Rhein-Neckar Löwen in the German Bundesliga. He's actually teammates there with Guardiola, Spanish defense specialist. Say, as well as Appelgren and Paliczka, the 2 goalkeepers for Sweden, as Jordi Ribera bellows instructions. Spain are happy to run the clock down. They're going to be back to full strength in a second as Ariño returns on court. And they are back to full strength again. Aguinalde returns during the suspension. They just put in Figueras to try and get a slightly more mobile line. That's over the turnover, and Appelgren puts the ball up court. But the Spaniards are back so quickly that Sweden decide to walk the ball up the court. And after Appelgren's 11 saves in the first half, Spaniards have improved their shooting considerably. He's only made 4 now in the second as Gottfriedsen tries to go through. Brought down by Moros. He's straight up, like a jack in the box. And Moros remonstrates with Gottfriedsen. Watch off the duck's back for him, frankly, as we see that attempted throw off. And Nielsen just needed to give a bit more height because in his way was Dujcebaev. 13 minutes to go in this final. Sweden, who've managed just 2 goals in 17 minutes of play. Well, Spain has hit them for 9 and look good for their money here. Gottfriedsen, Zacharisson, clever play by the Spaniards, but in coming out to block the cross-court pass, he left the wing open, but Sterbik to the rescue. And what a game he is having. Ekberg had to lean across, though he was on the wrong wing, shooting right-handed. And the agility of the man is unbelievable. Sterbik. He was part of the Spanish team, of course, that won the World Championships in 2013, along with 7 of his teammates here today. It appears at the moment as if they're on course to add a European title. There is such a flow to their attack now. Clever play, brilliant penalty. Fouled in the act of shooting Aguinaldo, but it was a sublime pass into him. Straight for the 7-meter Gubica. But Entre Rios, what a match he's having, the captain. So after Sule missed the earlier one, Duichebaev steps up. Straight through the legs of the keeper. Second goal in the game for Duichebaev. And this game is fast running away from Sweden. So Sweden bring on Lukas Nilsson for the first time in the game, the Kiel left back, as they take off their goalkeeper and try a 5-2 attack. Well, frankly, you've got to gamble now. Good defense. The Spaniards are so quick at putting you off the pass and isolating the ball carrier. There it is. And the empty goal beckons. Easy goal for Spain, and that really puts the pressure on the Swedes. Are they finally going to put to rest the ghost of Euro Finals? And Sweden have been completely and utterly frozen out of this final in the second half. Well, a good effect there for Lukas Nilsson, the 21-year-old. He was the big new find for Swedish handball when he appeared in 2016 at the European Championships for them. As we see that effort again, and probably Balaguer's easiest goal ever. 5 for him. We have less than 10 minutes remaining for Sweden to somehow, at this stage, find a magic wand somewhere. Oh, brilliant. And if it's not coming in from the captain, it's Sarmiento who's providing the ball into Aguinaldo. And the gap is growing and growing, and Sweden don't have an answer. This deep defense is completely unsettling, and they can't get the running play going. I do wonder if maybe they should just try Cederholm at right back. Although Zachariasson on the ball now is being as effective as he possibly can be. That won't count. That's a shame, because Nilsson had found a way through past Jesper Nilsson, the line player. But the whistle had gone long before that, as Ribera is waving frenetically on the sideline. Pushed across to Gottfridsson. Intercepted again! And they just cannot get their range with this deep defense. And Spain, time and again, are stealing the ball and are giving Sweden a masterclass in defense here. Quick ball across, but that was just manna from heaven for Aitor Arinho, the 25-year-old Barcelona winger. Balaguer waiting on the far side. New coach Jordi Ribera, who's really been looking to the future as they score yet another. Duichebaev, his third of the game, and it's getting bigger and bigger, this lead. We're in danger of seeing a 10-goal-plus win here. Lukas Nilsson fighting with Balaguer, and the referee say, let's calm things down. Duichebaev takes a moment to catch his breath. Well, he gets to come off anyway. Guardiola will come on as we see that goal there, as the gap just grows and grows. Duichebaev plays for Kielce in Poland. His younger brother was in the Spanish team at the start of the competition, Daniel Duichebaev, but was replaced. Gottfridsson. Lukas Nilsson. We've got a 2-minute suspension.
2-minute suspension for Spain player number 20.
Off goes the defense specialist, Giran Moros de Argila. He hangs on to Gottfridsson on the back of his shirt. Moros will join his national team goalkeeper Corrales in Paris next season. And indeed Jesper Nilsson, Swedish line player, number 36, who's running out and dropping back in again now. been trying it, but it hasn't really been opening up the defense. That was nice hide by Jeppsson. Stolen, but there may have been a foot on the ball. And given back to Sweden. Jeppsson's come back on again. They have missed that, there is no doubt about it. Quickly played, Ekberg, yes! And the captain gets his third goal of the game. Ekberg, who plays for Kiel. He's given a huge angle for it. Andresson, some relief, but I'm afraid they are a long way off the pace, Sweden. That was their fourth goal in 23 minutes of play in the second half. We have less than 7 minutes remaining. Spain have one hand on the trophy. Little handoff, Ariño. Dummies the first shot, goes for the second, but that's a free throw, which is fine. It lets the clock run down. David Balaguer. No space in the Spanish team for veterans like Victor Tomas on the right wing as Balaguer and Sule make their mark. And with passive play beckoning, it's all still going in. Daniel Sarmiento, he plays for Saint-Raphael in France. That's his first goal in the final. 26-18, and this has been a hugely one-sided second half. Jeppsson to Ekberg. There is a bit of space against the short-handed defense. Well, that's nice, and that's what they've been missing. Simon Jeppsson, the left-back who played for Flensburg, who was sick and missed the semi-final. I would say visibly is not fully recovered, hence has not been used as much as he could. And Ariño, close but not close enough. Sweden, I'm afraid, with the loss of Lagergren and Jakobsen, the right-backs both with concussion, having to be replaced. And Jeppsson, through illness, have really struggled to have any power at the back. And trying to drive through to 6 meters against this very mobile Spanish defense really hasn't led them anywhere. Spain back at full strength again. The whistle's already gone, it'll be a free throw. Sarmiento brings the ball back as Lucas Nilsson fouls him. Ball stolen. Henningsson managed to get ahead of everyone and beats Sterbik. Second goal of the game for Henningsson. One of only 2 players in the Swedish side who play their club handball in Sweden. But I'm afraid for Andresson, it's not going to be the dream final as we see the comfortable steal by Lucas Nilsson drop down for Henningsson to finish off. Nevertheless, if you'd said before that Sweden would be in the final, a lot of people would have said, surely not. They played probably their best match, I would say, against Croatia, their smoothest match, and then showed the best fight possible, of course, in the semi-final against Denmark, when it was just grit and determination with a remodeled back line as Ariño scores there, his 4th goal. Sterbik stays focused and time has run out, I'm afraid, on the Swedes. Look again as the ball is passed across Ariño, and nothing that Palička could do there. Look at the reaction of the players, and that's what appears to be on its way to Spain. Finally, at the 5th attempt. They have been one of the unluckiest teams in the competition. Before this Euro, they came in with 7 semi-final appearances and never a title as Lucas Nilsson gets his 2nd. Finally, they're going to break that curse. And it will be Jordi Ribera who leads them to the title. They have been world champions, but never European champions at Spain. Long attack by the Spaniards. Dummy by Dujcebaev. Clips the post, stays in. Beautiful. Dujcebaev with those quick darting runs. Tolbring nearly stolen. Jesper Nielsen gets the ball and scores. It's his first goal of the half. Takes him to 5. He scored 4 very early goals and has been silent ever since, Jesper Nielsen. There was Dujcebaev's breakthrough. Clips the post, but it stays in. Great shot there the power, and the whole bench are on their feet because they know the title is finally going to head to Spain. They have waited so long. Sweden have battled hard, but they have been completely outmaneuvered here in the second half. 16-8 to Spain. Ball stolen, Toll brings away. Hesitates briefly, cuts back inside, and Sterbic saves. The big man was there again with his 8th save. Unbelievable. 3 days ago, he's comfortably relaxing back home. And all of a sudden, he got the call, get on the plane. He arrived literally the night before the semi-final, made 3 fantastic saves against France from the 7-meter line here, got called into play when Corrales misfired in the final, and he has broken Swedish hearts. 28-22 with the minutes ticking away. Dario, that's very high. Had that been earlier in the match, he might well have got his marching orders. Luckily for him, he doesn't here, because that would be his 3rd suspension as Sterbic brings the smiles out of the players on the bench. The Spaniards who've played a superb tournament. And they are going to be able to celebrate in full in 1.5 minutes. Gogni has come on. Sarmiento, long-range shot, good save, Appelgren may have just got a foot onto it. Knocked it onto the post, it's still in play then. Sterbic puts it back to Spain. Dujcebaev, unconcerned, the smile is there. And the celebrations are going on all around the arena. The bench are on their feet, hugging. We are inside the last minute, and Spain finally break the Euro curse. Sarmiento, they were given a rough time in the first half, but in the second half, Sweden were never in it. They were absolutely taken apart by Spain. Sterbic lets it go through almost by Ekberg. 35 seconds. Andresson, well, all credit for him to get his team through to the final. They played a superb game against Denmark, a real fight to get here. But they have to admit that the better team was in front of them today. And Spain, with their defensive rocks in the middle, Moros de Argila, Guardiola, are going to finally take the trophy that has eluded them so often. They are turning the ball around at the end. The Swedes have given up. That's it, and they're on. And Sweden are beaten. Spain finally win the European Championship at the 5th attempt, and deservedly so. A masterful second half. Sterbic broke their hearts, the Swedes, and Andresson had no answers. They were in trouble very quickly with a 6-1 turnaround in about 8 minutes. And tears are flowing on the Swedish side, I'm afraid, but for Spain, the relief, could they have borne it to lose a game? But the final score here in Zagreb, Spain 29, Sweden 23. Oh dear. But still, Sweden will be on the podium. It is a big story for them, but Jordi Ribera is the hero. Aguinaldo, he gave 100% as he always does. And Ribera, who took over after Spain failed to qualify for the Olympic Games in Rio, where ironically at the time he was coaching Brazil, has led the Spaniards to the Euro title. Daria and his teammates look on disconsolate. They deserved it. Undoubtedly the best team won here today. The Swedes were competitive for 30 minutes, maybe 25, but then Spain got into gear and they just ran away with this. 17-9 the scoreline in the second half, and that was after they gave away a few late goals. Time now to present the player of the match. Sterbic, the goalkeeper with 8 saves, wins wins the Man of the Match award. 3 days ago, he didn't know he was in the team. He came in, made 3 saves in the semi-final, which actually really helped to turn things around. And then here today has played a superb match when he came in with 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Congratulations, and we thank the Australians across the backwards. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay at your places. Please, Spain.
Well, well, well. At the 5th attempt, the Spaniards have finally won this title. The man who's led them, Raúl Entre Ríos, 4 goals today.
As well will be awarding the All-Star Team players. First,
We now have the All-Star Team Awards.
from España, Alex Duchebaev.
So first up is Alex Duchebaev, named in the All-Star Team at the right-back position.
Mr. Duchebaev to pick up his break because he deserved it.
Presented by Henrik Lacour, treasurer of the European Handball Federation, and Damir Poljak of the organising committee here in Croatia.
Best right wing and the All-Star Team.
Another one who was here today, Sule. 5 goals in 6 attempts in the game here today. But even before this, he was already named in the All-Star Team at right back. And what a result for him. He's making his debut for Spain here at the major competition. It's only his 14th international today. And counting his goals today, he has scored already 59 goals for his country. Appelgren, I'm afraid, disconsolate. He started strongly, made 11 saves in the first half, but could only manage 4 in the second, as the Spaniards were rampant, and he is beside himself. You've got to feel for him because he's had a terrific tournament. The line player of the All-Star team, Jesper Nilsson of Sweden, struggling to break a smile. They have to realise, though, it is still a major achievement. They have taken silver here, Sweden.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to name the MVP of the tournament, who comes from Sweden.
Now it is time for the presentation of the MVP award, and it goes to Sweden's Jim Gottfridsson, 25-year-old playmaker who has worked like a Trojan in these championships and has played a significant part in getting Sweden to the final. And he can barely smile. I'm sure when they look back on this and reflect, they will realise that what they have done is big, though. It's a silver medal, let's not forget it. They were so desperate, though, to make it 5 golds from 5 finals for Sweden. And now, a big, big cheer. They're announcing the rest of the All-Star team. Jakov Gojun of Croatia. He was the defense specialist of the team. The others being Sagosen of Norway, the playmaker, Hansen of Denmark at left back, Strelek of Croatia on the left wing, and Vincent Gérard, the French goalkeeper. They were the All-Star team. Andresson, though, still reflecting on what might have been, but deservedly, Entre Ríos and his team have 1 goal here. There will be a break before they set up for the awards ceremony. And for now, let's Spain enjoy the moment, save a victory at the 5th attempt. They have won the Euro title that has eluded them for so long. It was a masterful performance in the second half. Iker Romero, so often on the losing side in the finals for Spain in the past. Finally, he can watch his team step onto the top platform. Lovely scenes here in the Arena Zagreb. They have played with wild abandon, with pace. Sterbik, a big smile for Appelgren. What an amazing goalkeeper he is. You throw him into these situations pretty much unprepared, and still He delivers the goods. Consummate professional. And there is the title that is finally theirs, the European Championship plate.
Congratulations, Sweden. Interesting tournament for you.
Swedes still coming to terms with defeat. At half-time, they thought, well, we're doing okay. They'd led by up to 3 goals in the first half, but in the second half, the result really never looked in doubt. That plate was only going one place after that 6-1 turnaround. And the defense was just superb, with Ducebaev at the front, and the Swedes never got into their stride after that. Jordi Ribera, the man who broke the curse.
Thanks to the organizers, we hope that you all felt good. And in a few moments, the EHF family wants to thank the organizers for a great tournament.
Spanish flags being
Raúl,
waved
entre ellos,
around the
capitán de la
arena.
selección. Enhorabuena.
Muchísimas gracias.
¿Cómo te sientes en este momento?
Es una sensación increíble, ¿no? Es muy difícil de describir. Creo que hemos trabajado muy duro para esto. Nos lo merecíamos, ¿no? Después de tanto trabajo, de tantos momentos difíciles. Y ya ha tenido premio todo el trabajo de equipo, ¿no? El funcionar como un grupo en cada faceta, tanto fuera como dentro de la pista.
De la segunda parte.
Increíble, increíble. Creo que esto todavía le da mucho más mérito, ¿no? Nunca es sencillo ganar una final, menos cuando quieras. La primera parte de la forma que hemos empezado, por debajo del marcador, hemos llegado al descanso 2 abajo y el equipo se ha levantado en la segunda parte de una forma increíble.
Pues muchas gracias, enhorabuena y a celebrar.
Gracias, estaremos.
Fair to say, a delighted Entre Rios. And even happier Jordi Ribera, I think. He was all smiles at the end of the semi-final. So that's it then. Spain have won the Euro title. Time to go and see family and friends for the players.
Probably because we are satisfied and we hope EHF is also satisfied. Congratulations, Croatia. Thank you trophy is now in Croatian hands. Thank the EHF family for believing in us. Thank all the supporters, volunteers, and organizers for having us here.
Michael Vidra in the centre there, the president of the European Handball Federation. There will now be a show. We will let you enjoy the images here from the Arena Zagreb. And we'll be back later for the medal presentation. We'll see you then.
Molim vas, jedan najveći pljesak za Hrvatsku! Thanks for your escape, ladies and gentlemen. And now, watch this, just for you. 4 brass hands. Sooner percussion. We're ready in a few seconds. Clap your hands right now. While this up. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of handball in Europe and all over the world, the EHF EURO 2018, an event which hosted 16 European teams, and a competition consisting of 47 exciting matches, and its own anthem. So we kindly ask you to applaud to the official anthem of the Euro 2018, featuring Indira Porta, na Krima Powiedy. Ladies and gentlemen, the official anthem of the EHF EURO 2018 is done. Great emotion, tremendous atmosphere, and fantastic fans from various countries all over the Europe in sold-out venues in Croatia, featuring Split, Boric, Varaždin, and Zagreb. Everything is finished tonight in front of you, the huge crowd here in Zagreb Arena. We'll be crowning the 2018 Men's Handball European Champion. Arena, jesmo spremni? Are we ready to be the best among the best? Come on, everybody! Can I hear your hands? 1, 2, 3! Well done, guys. We're ready for the medal ceremony because they deserved it, ladies and gentlemen. Big appreciation and honor goes to all the teams participating in this excellent championship. European Handball is proud of your performances. That's the reason why I'm going to call for the medal ceremony. 4 lovely gentlemen who will be giving all the medals to the best among the best. Clap your hands for the EHF representatives, Mr. Michael Wiedemer, the president of the EHF.
So we are ready now for the medal ceremony here at Euro 2008 in the Arena Zagreb in Croatia. Presentation party making their way to the center, led by Michael Wiedemer, the president of the European Handball Federation, Predrag Boskovic, vice president, and then Tomislav Grahovac, president of the Croatian Federation, and Damir Poljak of the organizing committee. And there are the coveted medals that they have battled away for the past 17 days. That is what it is all about. First up will be the bronze medalists. First team to come out are France, the bronze medalists. Earlier today, they beat Denmark 32-29. Led out by Nikola Karabatic, who won the Man of the Match award there for his superb leadership. And let's not forget, not a few goals either. They collect their medal from the presentation party. Quentin Mahé. Many of them, of course, have been there and done it before. France, the current world champions. They have been 3 times European champions. But for 5 of the players here in the team, they are making their debut. Claire is one of them. Abalo, one of the old guard who was there. In addition, Afcourt, Tourna, Coste and Lagarde. The last Lagarde, number 7, who was called up midway through the competition when the left back injury curse continued to strike them, and Guesson was out, but he is back to collect his medal. He played his part. There's Remili, one of the newer players in the squad, although not making a debut here. And New Look France still get on the podium. Sorrento, the new captain after the retirement of Omeyer, and Didier Dinard, his assistant, Guillaume Gilles, 2 great players of their time who won this title as players. They will have to wait a little longer to win it as coaches, but still they're on the podium. Plenty to smile about for France. Well done to them. Time for the photo. Vincent Gérard, the goalkeeper who made the all-star team. Played a superb tournament. There he is alongside Nikola Karabatic, who has a new role really now as mentoring the young players in this squad. What amazing depth of talent they have. Dika Mem on the right there of the players line-up. He's next to Guillaume Gilles, part of the new generation. He couldn't play, sadly, in the bronze medal match, having injured himself in the semi-final. But he has a bright future as well.
The team of France has to be awarded a special bronze trophy. To the captain, Monsieur.
Lovely scenes from the fans chanting Allez les Bleus. And a presentation of a special bronze trophy to Cédric Sorrendo, a Barcelona line player. So well done, France, the first to step onto the podium. They take the bronze medal here. Just the one defeat. Unfortunately, it was their worst game probably for many, many, many years. But it came in the semi-final against Spain. But they picked themselves up well against Denmark and made the Danes do all the chasing. When the Danes got close, Karabatic simply returned and restored order and got them all going again. So next up, it will be time for the silver medal. The presentation party return to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands for team up.
So disappointed at losing. But it is still a great achievement. Sweden takes silver. They had all manner of problems coming into the latter stages of the competition after losing Lagergren and Jakobsen to injuries, both concussed and having to be replaced. Jeppsson, who was sick for the semi-final, although they still won it, even with all the rearranging at the back. But Jeppsson, although back in the team today, was visibly not fully fit and could play only a small part, as they were well beaten. They held their own for 30 minutes, but I think even they have to admit here today that it was a masterclass by Spain in the second half that took Los Hispanos to the top step. Gus Nilsson, he forgets he's done so much already there with his ponytail. He's still just 21. Already 117 goals scored for his country. Holbein, who collects his medal, who came on for about 15 seconds in the semi-final. He missed a penalty just before half-time and then took the shot that gave possession back to Denmark with 5 seconds to go in regular time, and they equalised after Hansen made an amazing pass to Sven, who scored. And I would have felt so sorry for him had they lost that, but luckily Sweden went on to win the extra time, make their way to the final. And Gottfridsson, the MVP of the tournament, you've got to break into a smile at some point. He still wishes it was a different result, but they were nowhere near the Spaniards in the second half. They had no answer for the very, very active and deep defense. Andresson, though, picks up the first medal for Sweden. Since the old days of 2002, when they won the European Championship last with Wislander and his generation of players, the Wenger boys. So Sweden, silver medal it is. A big achievement. It wasn't to be 5 golds and 5 finals in European Championships. Final members of staff coming through for the Swedish team. They play such an important role in making sure that the team is as prepared as it can be. I'm afraid they still look so dejected. It is hard because they have been so convincingly beaten here in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands for the captain.
But great achievement by them. They lost 3 matches on the way to the final, but somehow still made it through. May in itself be quite an achievement. They battled hard, but for 30 minutes they were in contention, and then after that, Spain were just in a class of their own. Oh dear, all rather somber looking.
Smile for photo. That's great.
Well, I'd like to say that they were delighted to have the silver medal, but they all still look in shock. It is tough, but they have a good generation of players, Sweden. With a fully fit team, who knows what might happen. So finally, the moment they have been waiting for since the beginning of this competition. Indeed, since the very first edition of the European Championships.
Something special for the best among the best.
Are you ready? They are. Sterbik is at the front. Amazing show here, heralding the arrival of the new European champions. That was some show.
That's right, clap your hands for Team of Spain! España!
Yes, can you believe it? Finally, European champions, Spain. It will be a very, very long party tonight. Led out by Raúl Entre Rios. The Spanish team who won the final convincingly against Sweden by 29 goals to 23 in the end, and take the one title that they have so desperately wanted. After losing 4 finals, they had been in 7 semi-finals before this European Championship and never managed to step onto the top step of the podium. But here, today, they finally do it. They do it with a young team. Great players coming through. Ferran Soulé making his debut at a major competition. Not only does he get a medal, wins the title, but even gets named in the all-star team. There is Fernandez, who's so sadly injured early in the tournament. The left winger from Logroño played just 9 minutes in the tournament. Sarmiento, the general in the center, and the trophy that they have been so keen to lay their hands on. Let's not forget also Dujcebaev, named in the all-star team as the best right back. And there they are, the new European champions. They have played a superb tournament. And now it just remains for them to be handed the trophy. There's the goalkeeper, Perez de Vargas, who had to be replaced by Sterbik. What a replacement to have in your back pocket, eh? Arpad Sterbik. Perez de Vargas, who certainly played his part in the competition with 52 saves before his injury. There it is. The trophy will be taken by the president of the European Handball Federation, Michael Wiederer, and handed to Raúl Entre Rios.
2-1.
And the new European champion, Spain! The confetti, the colour that they have been fighting to put their hands on for so many years, it's gold. Aguinaldo, who played his usual big role, the line player.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the champions, and every champion has its rights as a European winner to listen to its own anthem. Please rise.
Lovely pictures.
For the national anthem of the European champions.
And now, at last, the anthem of Spain.
Spain. Anthem nacional.
So the celebrations can continue long into the night. Of course, the next edition of the Men's European Championship will be jointly hosted by Sweden, Norway and Austria. The young Swedish team may yet be back to celebrate, but for today, it is Spain who celebrate the European Champions of 2018. We do hope you've enjoyed our coverage over these last 2.5 weeks from Croatia, as we leave you with these wonderful pictures of celebrations for Spain. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again very soon. But for now, from me, Paul Bray, goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.